Understanding these overlooked warning signs can help protect your passive income stream from unexpected dividend cuts. Today, we're breaking down 5 subtle red flags that could mean a dividend is at risk, even if everything else seems fine. If you rely on dividends for steady income, you know how painful a surprise cut can be. It can instantly shrink your cash flow and shake your confidence in a stock. The truth is, most investors only look at obvious numbers, like the dividend yield or recent announcements. But there are hidden clues that can warn you before trouble hits. In this video, we'll cover 5 warning signs, often missed by beginners, that can help you spot a risky dividend before it's too late. I'll also explain key terms like dividend yield, payout ratio, and diversification, so you can make smarter, more confident decisions. And remember, this video is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. Let's get started. The first subtle red flag is a *** consistently rising payout ratio. Especially when earnings aren't growing as fast. The payout ratio tells you what percentage of a company's earnings are being paid out as dividends. For example, if a company earns $2 per share and pays out $1, the payout ratio is 50%. A healthy payout ratio depends on the industry, but for most companies, anything consistently above 70 or 80% could be risky. Now, here's where it gets subtle. If you notice the payout ratio creeping up year after year, not because the dividend is growing, but because earnings are shrinking or flat, it means the company is using a bigger slice of its profits just to maintain the dividend. That's not sustainable forever. Let's say Company A pays a $1 dividend when it earns $2 per share. But next year, earnings drop to $1.50, and the dividend stays the same. The payout ratio jumps from 50% to about 67%. If this trend continues, the company might eventually run out of room and be forced to cut the dividend. So don't just look at the payout ratio in 1 year. Look at the trend and make sure rising ratios aren't masking declining profits. The second red flag is ** declining or inconsistent free cash flow **. Free cash flow is the money a company has left over after paying for its day-to-day operations and investments. It's what companies use to pay dividends, buy back shares, or pay down debt. Sometimes a company's earnings look strong on paper, but its free cash flow tells a different story. If you see a pattern of falling or highly volatile free cash flow, that's a warning. It means the company might struggle to keep up with its dividend payments, especially if business conditions get worse. For example, imagine a utility company that faces rising maintenance costs. Its accounting profits might stay steady, but if free cash flow drops, it may have to borrow just to keep paying dividends. That's not a long-term solution. To check this, look at the company's financial statements or investor presentations. Many companies report free cash flow, and you can compare it to the total amount they pay in dividends. If dividends are eating up all of the free cash flow, or more, that's a risk. The third warning sign is ** rising debt levels, especially without clear growth **. Debt itself isn't always bad, but it becomes a problem when a company starts borrowing more and more just to keep the business running or to pay dividends. If you notice that debt is rising faster than earnings or cash flow, take a closer look. Ask yourself, is the company using new debt to fund real growth and investments, or just to keep up appearances? For example, if a telecom company takes on big loans to build out its network, that's one thing. But if it's borrowing just to keep paying dividends, that's a red flag. A good way to check this is to look at the company's debt-to-equity ratio over time. If it's climbing quickly, and you don't see matching growth in profits or assets, the dividend could be at risk. Companies can only borrow so much before lenders get nervous, or before interest payments eat into profits. The fourth subtle red flag is ** management, making vague or overly optimistic statements about the dividend **. When a company's leadership is asked about the dividend, listen carefully to what they say and what they don't say. If management starts using phrases like, "We intend to maintain the dividend," or "Our goal is to keep paying the current rate," but avoids giving concrete reasons or plans, that could be a warning sign. Even more concerning is when management gets defensive or vague in earnings calls or press releases. For example, if analysts ask about the dividend and management changes the subject or focuses only on long-term shareholder value without specifics, it could mean they're preparing investors for a possible cut. On the other hand, Clear, confident statements backed by numbers, like our dividend is covered by free cash flow by a factor of 2, are more reassuring. But when you start hearing more hope than substance, it may be time to take a closer look. The fifth and final red flag is *** concentration risk. When a company depends on just one or two products, customers, or markets for most of its revenue, ***. This isn't always obvious, but it's important. If a company gets most of its income from a single source, any disruption, like a big customer leaving, a new competitor, or a regulatory change, could quickly threaten its profits and its ability to pay dividends. For example, imagine a company that makes most of its money from one type of drug. If a competitor launches a cheaper alternative or a patent expires, revenues could drop overnight. The same is true for companies that rely heavily on one country or industry. Diversification, spreading out risk across products, customers, or regions, helps protect the dividend. Lack of diversification makes the dividend more fragile, even if things look fine right now. Before we wrap up, let's quickly review those key terms. ***, dividend yield. This is the annual dividend amount divided by the current share price. For example, if a company pays $2 per share each year and the stock is $40, the yield is 5%. High yields can be attractive, but sometimes a high yield signals that the market expects a cut. ***, payout ratio. This tells you what proportion of earnings is being paid out as dividends. A lower payout ratio usually means the company has more flexibility, while a higher ratio can be a warning sign. ***, diversification, ***. This means spreading risk across different investments, products, or customers. For companies, diversification protects their income and your dividends from unexpected shocks. Let's quickly recap the 5 subtle red flags to watch for. 1. A consistently rising payout ratio, especially when earnings aren't growing. 2. Declining or inconsistent free cash flow. 3. Rising debt levels without clear growth behind them. 4. Management making vague or overly optimistic statements about the dividend. 5. Concentration risk. Too much reliance on a single product, customer, or market. By keeping an eye out for these warning signs, you can better protect your passive income and avoid unpleasant surprises. Remember, no investment is risk-free, but being informed puts you in a stronger position. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more clear, educational content on dividend investing. And let me know in the comments, have you ever spotted a dividend red flag before a cut? What do you watch out for? Thanks for watching, and remember, this isn't financial advice, just information to help you make your own decisions. See you next time.